and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Senegal, a new country of winners, heroes and an African vision for tourism. Senegal, officially the Republic of Senegal, is a country in West Africa. Senegal is bordered by Mauritania in the north, Mali to the east, Guinea to the southeast, and Guinea-Bissau to the southwest. Senegal is known for being a safe country with friendly locals. Robberies and violent crimes against tourists are pretty uncommon. The most westerly point of Africa is surprisingly unknown by English-speaking visitors. However, Senegal is a country where rich traditions and natural beauty combine to great effect. French travelers have been enjoying Senegal's sandy beaches and textured landscapes since the 1970s. Dakar is home to the trendy and traditional, Senegal's old and new. It's a fascinating city for dancing, bargain hunting, and authentic culture. In the relaxed neighborhood of Mamales, La Calebasse is a good spot to sample traditional African cuisine on an elegant covered rooftop. Leaders in the travel and tourism industry in this West African country are excited and understand the bigger picture of African tourism. In the last week, the window of a unique opportunity for Senegal to take leadership in Africa in the contribution to the largest industry in the world, travel and tourism, became a lot closer. Mr. Dean Mohamed Fawzo, a top advisor to the Minister of Tourism, and ambassador for the African Tourism Board, a member of the World Tourism Network, and awarded the only Tourism Hero nomination in West Africa, understands this. Macky Sall, President of Senegal. Just on Saturday, the heads of state and government of the African Union elected Macky Sall, President of the Republic of Senegal, as the new chairperson of this key organization of African unity. In his acceptance speech, President Macky Sall said he appreciates the honor coupled with the responsibility and the trust invested in his person, and the members of the new bureau, to lead the destiny of the organization for the next year. I thank you and assure you of our commitment to work together with all member countries in the exercise of our mandate, indicated the incoming chair of the Union. I pay tribute to the founding fathers of the organization. 6 decades later, their luminous vision continues to inspire our living together and to illuminate our united march towards the ideal of African integration, he added. African integration is what the transportation and the travel and tourism industry needs in Africa. Dr. Walter Mazembe, chair of the World Tourism Network Africa chapter, just said yesterday in his address to the United Nations African Business Forum, clearly, tourism, like other economic sectors such as trade and commerce, agriculture and mining, is important to the extent that it requires a standalone institutional presence at the O to build continental solidarity, articulate common challenges and address the challenges to ensure the sector's competitiveness at the continental level. Sports, tourism, and peace has always been an uniter. President Macky Sall was among those greeting the Senegal football team this week at the airport after winning the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time in the 60 years of the Cup. Besides the president, tens of thousands of ecstatic revelers celebrated the players' return to Dakar, sitting on top of cars and dancing in the capital's streets. Even in the French capital, Paris, home to a large Senegalese community, thousands of supporters celebrated in gathering at the Arc de Triomphe. Senegal defeated Egypt 4-2 on penalties in Sunday's Africa Cup of Nations hosted by Algeria in its final after the sides couldn't be separated over 120 minutes of scoreless football. World Tourism member in Senegal Dean Mohamed Fawzo, Dakar, who is also the advisor of the Ministry of Tourism and Air Transport in Senegal, an ambassador of the African Tourism Board, and a proud receiver of the World Tourism Hero nomination by World Tourism Network, is double excited. He told eTurboNews, every Senegalese, every family, every sympathizer, has invested money, effort, time, and emotions so that Senegal wins this cup. It comes at a decisive hour, from the revival of our economies, particularly tourism, which has been brutally, and frontally, affected by COVID-19. This victory, beyond the joy and the festivities, must be refocused on its main objective, which remains the promotion of Senegal. We need to show what our destination has to offer and to sell to the world. Strike the iron when it is hot. It's time to unite around the momentum, with our talents and our know-how to promote Senegal as a whole. Quote. Being the first Senegalese and West African to be awarded a World Tourism Hero, I have to combine these three elements to campaign for tourism in the interest of people and our economies. Deem Mohamed Fauzo added, we can develop a communication plan and promotional offers for Senegal as a travel destination. Each football player should be named ambassador of his region, to promote the cultural specificities of our territories. A caravan should be organized, with the players to travel the country to showcase domestic tourism, in order to pay tribute to each Senegalese, for having contributed to the victory. Finally, each player should become a tourism ambassador and an ambassador for African sports to promote interstate and inter-regional tourism at a multi-nation African level. Supported by the Africa Tourism Board and the World Tourism Network, Mr. Dean concluded, this is my contribution as a technical advisor to the Minister of Tourism. Jürgen Steinmetz, chairman of the World Tourism Network, said, we completely agree and support our tourism hero Mr. Deem in his evaluation of the importance of a united approach for tourism in Senegal and the African continent. Currently, the opportunity to proceed with a workable plan in Senegal in a leader chair is tremendous.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.